Part 1, Early Marriage to First Baby. I packed up and I got on the bus and went to Denver, where I met Merle and eventually got married. I had met him at a roller skating rink. I went with one of my cousins and we skated separately, hoping we would meet somebody. I was having such a terrible time trying to stand up that I was going to skate over to the bench and take my skates off. About that time, somebody came up behind me, put his arm around me, and said, "Would you skate with me?" I looked up at him, and I said, "Sure." And we finished the evening that way. He wanted to take me home, and I said no. My mother always said, when you go with somebody, go home with them. But Merle took my telephone number at Belayup, and whenever he was in Salt Lake, he would call me, and we would go see a show. He had a motorcycle, and we started for California. Now let me tell you, by 4 o'clock, it was too cold to be on that motorcycle, so we would stop. And as long as the money lasted, we would take a motel and get warm. It was Thanksgiving by that time, and a fellow picked us up, put the motorcycle in the back of his truck, and took us into town and invited us to have Thanksgiving dinner. Merle wanted to go to Montana and get a ranch, so we went up there, stayed with a friend for about 2 weeks, and then went to the ranch he had decided to buy. It was beautiful, but there was no house. So we put up a tent. One morning, he was building a fire so we could have breakfast. And I said, "You're going to be a father." He was so delighted. He went down to buy groceries, telling everyone, "I'm going to be a father." They asked where we lived, and he said, "In a tent." And they said, "You can't do that." They said, "We have a trailer you can use, and you'll be cozy and fine." And it was very nice. We had a choice: go to Superior or go up into Wallace, Idaho. I don't know why, but I chose Idaho. I had no idea what was coming, but the baby was supposed to be born June 24th. April came. The snow was still very deep. We had no car and no way out. We had to walk almost half an hour to reach the highway. When I went into labor, we had arranged for a ride. I gave birth to twins, and one baby lived for only 20 hours, just as I saw my mother pass by the window. I was told she had died. My mother was very sad, but she said they were working very hard to keep the other one alive. We named them Genevieve and Geraldine. She weighed only 2.5 pounds, so tiny. But when she reached 4 pounds, they called and said, "You can come get your baby." Merle rented a house, and I had to keep it at 80 degrees, and even in the summer, because she was so small. My mother sent me books. I would clean the house, do everything that needed to be done, and then I would hold the baby, feed her, and read. And that was the beginning of our little family.